This time, two answers. Read carefully. It's going to be a bit of a tricky question because you have to choose two answers. So start with an answer. Suraj has given an answer. I'm seeing A and D as an alphabet. Let's listen to others also. Ruby from YouTube, I'm hearing A and D. Okay, two people are A and D. Rest of them, go ahead, give it a try. It's okay, no need to be perfect. A and E, okay. One thing I'm seeing, A is becoming common. One more A and E. Again, A becomes common. Okay. All right, let's start listening to people about the question itself first. I'm seeing A common with everyone, whereas other answers are D and E keep changing. So now, first help me, which sentence or wordings and this question is important for you? You found this is interesting.
Predictive approach.
So repeat again.
Predictive approach. So first highlight.
Predictive approach. You mean the last one, last couple of words. Okay, predictive approach.
Challenging.
Challenging. That is challenging. Okay. Well, most likely challenging. Which two options will
Most challenging.
be most challenging for this project manager?
Most challenging. Yeah.
Okay. Most challenging for the project manager. Okay. So first thing, let's understand the question a little more better. Any established airlines, let's say Emirates or Air India, some established one, has been losing money for a decade. So they are creating a new budget airline service. 3 other budget airlines have failed in this market. I think this is just a message for us. Can I say like that? Just a message. Some companies also failed, so be careful on it. But it is an important message also to observe that some things doesn't work in the market. Be careful. Though it is a significant risk. Okay, there is a risk. Risk is a keyword in the project. Wherever you see the word risk in the question papers, be watchful. Read that words carefully. The project sponsor is highly enthusiastic and the stakeholder confidently focused with a careful planning. With careful planning, controls, and oversights, the project can succeed by meeting customer requirements with careful planning. The project manager decides to use a predictive approach, decides to use a predictive approach to ensure tight controls and oversight, especially on budget and quality. In this last sentence, is there anything interesting you have to watch out? Anything interesting? Decides to approach a tight control. Tight control. Okay, oversight, especially on budget and quality. Now the question is jumping towards which two options are most likely challenging for the project manager because of the choice to use a predictive approach. Question to you: is it who is being targeted in this question? Is it project team, project itself, or a project manager? Who is targeted?
Project manager.
Project manager is targeted. Very good. Because the project manager has chosen an approach. Question is, will this approach will work better? Is there any challenge on this? We can give suggestion. No, this approach will not work. We can say this will work, but the question is not going towards it. Question is going towards it. What kind of challenge they're going to face? It's not an argument of should I use a predictive, should I use adaptive? They didn't talk about it. Yes, it's decided. Now, what challenge you will face when you utilize this predictive approach? Before you go there, you should know that a predictive is a well-planned approach. We take an initiative, we set a plan, and we draft a plan. And there is an end goal that's called deliverable. Okay. Adaptive approach, we make a short plans. We deliver something, another short plan. Deliver something, another short plan. Deliver something, another short plan. So both as a different approach. If I mix both, that's called hybrid. Hybrid approach. Both are there. The question is, now what is challenging when I go for a predictive approach, which means I have to plan in detail. The question is, what is the challenge? I'm seeing majority of it going with A. So what I'll do is this time we'll use elimination technique to remove at least one or two answers. So help me, which answer can go out by elimination? Which one you feel totally doesn't make sense?
B can go out.
B. B is going out. Dealing with an interested project sponsor and active stakeholders. This is not a challenge, isn't it? Doesn't look like a challenge. Because of that, you're pulling it out? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Dealing with them, but dealing with them is part of project or it's a challenge? Just a question, general question.
No, it is not the most challenging.
Oh, okay. Even though it's challenging, but it's not most challenging. Okay. Okay, I get your
Part
point.
of project management.
Yeah.
Part of, okay. But even though it's challenging, yeah, we can't say that, right? Sponsor
Yeah,
handling
yeah,
is a
right.
active stakeholder challenge, which is we called as stakeholder management. We have something called quadrant, right? In this quadrant, we say that high power, low power. You remember this? Low interest, high interest. So I will handle high power, high interest people closely, isn't it? So I have a scale with me, I can handle it. I don't see this as most, as Surya said, it's not a most problem. It is a problem, I have to handle it. That's a big thing. Then B goes out. Now comes only 4 people are here. Huh? In this 4, do you think
A and
anyone?
D look similar for me. Like we can eliminate one of them. Like D, we can eliminate, I guess.
A and D look similar. Okay. Okay. Why you think it's a similar of understanding purpose? Why it's similar? Let me also see that A and D.
Customer demands and customer requirements.
Uh-huh.
dealing with both.
Balancing controls and oversight with the changing customer requirements. In a predictive approach, we are seeing this as a challenge. Changing. Things are going to be very dynamic. Okay, I see this. Keeping up with the customer demands in a competitive market. Uh-huh. How do you see both are same? Just
Like
for
for the
my
last thing, like changing customer requirements is,
uh,
I feel, similar to customer demands in a competitive market.
oh, oh, okay. Okay, then I'll listen to one other people also because I see someone gave D as a good answer also. Probably who I have. I have Ruby in online. She couldn't connect over here. Let's listen to Suraj. Suraj, I see A and D from you. Do you see both are
Ye-
similar?
Yeah, actually, both are looking similar because
Mm.
actually one is the whatever the customer is demanding,
Mm.
and other is that changing customer requirements. Since both are similar, I because we are doing a predictive type of planning,
Uh-huh.
so this will be the most challenging. Means what will happen after a period of time when we have planned in a certain way, and then there is a
Mm.
change in the customer requirement and
Mm.
the demands. So I
Uh-huh.
feel
Uh-huh.
that these are the most challenging, and that is why I went with A and D.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, I see your point. I see your point. Coming back here, I heard both are same. Let me put this point this way. Here, when I say changing requirements, what is this market? Airlines, right? In airlines, I'm expecting requirements are going to be very dynamic. Requirements are dynamic. We know this, right? Because in agility, we fall in this category. Again, Stacy graph. In Stacy graph, we are telling that what and how. And we are telling our uncertainties here. However, the project has been made as a predictive approach. Here it is. See, uncertainty is 100%. And over a period of time, it starts reducing. And as per this project manager, it can go predictive approach, which means I will plan everything before I start the work. But what the most challenge is saying here is balancing control between the oversights and stuff. The changing requirements is going to be a challenge. What I'm hearing here is, Shri, this is fine. A is fine. And I'm hearing from people, you know what? Looks the same. Let's understand D a little more here. Keeping up with the customer demand. Now, when I say customer demand, that too based on the competitive market. When I say competitive market, do you think it is only requirement or it can go on deliverable timeline? Which means instead of predictive approach, they expect you to have a short delivery. Is it possible? They expect something called a feedback loop, which is not possible in predictive, where work will be fully done, then you deliver it, but you get a feedback loop. You have requirement changes. You may have a delivery model going in a short cycle. You may have a feedback loop. You may look for quality, which is inbuilt. You cannot wait for something to be done, then you check the quality. Can I say this is also some sort of customer demand based on the market change? Even though here the requirement covers some portion of it, but the customer demand could be something bit different than what you see in answer A. Just a thought, open choice. Still, you see A and D same. Demand could be a bit different. I'll park that. I'll listen to some more people. Nagaraj, I'm seeing A and E. I'm seeing E is coming as a good answer. Why E is a good answer for you? You want to say something?
See, actually, they keep on changing the customer requirements. Like defining quality will be difficult. So it is a bit challenging. So defining of quality metrics will be difficult. So that's why I
Uh-huh.
choose
Quality
because of the
metrics.
keep on changing the requirements of.
Quality expectation is a fine.
Yeah.
The metrics is an outcome. You think so?
Yes. Yes.
So now, see, quality metrics could be the test or scenarios which you have verified, and the outcome is a quality metrics. Quality strategy, quality expectations, yeah, that will be different. So your thought here is when requirement keep on changing, clearly specifying what I need for a quality will be a challenge.
Yes, yes.
Won't the don't you think that will be part of requirements? Quality is part of requirements.
Yeah, that could be, yes.
Part of requirements. But tricky, right? Look, all the answers are look good guys. Huh?
Yeah.
One thing I like with every one of you here is, yeah, you're agreeing. If it's a predictive approach, you cannot collaborate with the changing needs of the customer. Everyone agree on it. And everyone agree that dealing with the sponsor and stakeholders, that's not the greatest challenge. That's also a challenge, but not a greatest challenge. That also people agree. I'll ask one more thing before I expose the right answer. I'm seeing Sachin says C is also a good answer. Sachin, why you thought C is a good answer?
No, I agree with C. Actually, now Nagaraj here, I'm changing. Like as you said, now customer requirements, it's a part of quality. So then actually you can go for A and C because we can see overall project risk will. So
Increase, huh?
yeah.
Okay. But in predictive, you will handle overall risk, right? You're not going to miss it. You think so?
Correct. Yes.
But managing risk is always as a positive thought for any upcoming project which is already in loss.
It has a significant risk, right? That's what we see in the second line, in the top. Though it has a significant risk for the business, you want to go for it. See, the question is, by choosing predictive approach, what challenge are you going to face? So whether it is predictive or adaptive, risk will be there. But the advantage of predictive. You can make a lengthy planning. When you make a lengthy planning, chances are you start forecasting some risk strategy, which you don't get in short-term plans. Long-term plan, you do it. Super tricky question, man. Okay, let's see the right answer, what the answer says here. And you'll be like, what? That's the answer? I didn't feel so. First, let's understand what we have to do as a content outline. Your exam content outline says that evaluate, address external business environment changes for impact on scope. So, survey changes to external business environment, assess and prioritize impact on the project scope based on changes in external business environment, recommend options for scope backlog changes, continually review external business environment. This is what they give in exam content outline. Just by reading this, you won't get anything. Really, it's only a line to say that this is the area. So read our 11th edition book or in PMBOK, you will see a content which explains it, but they won't line by line, they don't explain. It's an area. This area, they're going to ask you the question. So in this area, they have throw this question on you and you have answered A and another option. Now answer goes with the A and D. Now, some of us went the A and D already. Some of us don't like D because both look similar to us. Let's understand that part. If a tight, summarize all this word. Here it is. If a tight control, oversight, and careful planning are just as important to project success as meeting customer requirements, then this project manager might have a difficult time keeping up with the pace of change. Pace of change for the changing requirements, while applying those controls, oversights, and careful plans. You put a tight stuff, you cannot market change or customer change. It's going to push you. Even the most robust change control process may not be responsive or quick enough to process. Quick. You cannot catch up with the pace. You cannot be quick. I think in your company, you will hear something called CCB. Have you heard of CCB? Have you heard CCB in your companies?
Change control board.
I think it eats time, right? In some corporates, it eats a lot of time to get the approval. If customer requirements are changing all the time, then scope is not fixed. It is a flexible and needs to be treated as an evolving set of requirements. This is for their stuff. Now let's go to the second one. demanding stakeholders are challenging. Okay. Now, no matter the project approach used, as is managing overall risk, this project manager should pivot to use a hybrid development approach to progressively elaborate the scope and tailor the change control process to be lightweight. Strict control is needed. With a demanding customer, whatever model you use, predictive or adaptive, you will have a tough time. So it is advisable to have a hybrid approach. How this hybrid came up? After working with the customer, realizing what pattern can be better for them, and you course correct yourself. So answer goes with A and D. A purely talks about the requirements. D talks about demands. Demands is not always requirements. Just information. Demands is not always requirement. Demand could be anything. Time of delivery, cost of delivery, quality of delivery, and the way of delivery. Many parameters goes under the word demand. So even though requirements are also part of the demand, but demand is a broad wording, whereas requirement could be very specific. So both comes under challenging when you go for a predictive approach. In predictive approach, also you have a demand, but when you have a tight plan, demands makes you more tougher. And there the constraint starts pushing the team heavily. God, man, what a question. Okay, in exam, 1 minute 20 seconds. Can we analyze this and make an answer? Is it sufficient? Now, ask to you, what all the chapters someone should have read to answer this question? I'll give some chapter names. Let me know if it is right. Stakeholder management, communication management, scope management, vendor management, risk management. Which one you think has more upper hand here? I'll put again.
Stakeholder management.
Stakeholder and scope.
Scope. Anything on the risk? No. How about agility, agile thought? Yes?
Yes.
You should have it, right? So you should have knowledge in stakeholder handling, scope management, agile, bit of risk, not heavily, bit of risk. But Shri, when I'm reading the books, I read only one chapter and I answer chapter questions here. Scope management, I answer chapter questions here. Agile, chapter questions here. But in exam, it's a mix of all you will get a question. In ShriLearning, when you go to 60 questions or 180 questions paper, you start seeing the question paper as a mix of all. So one question can have more than one chapters coming together. Only in the exam like this, we have one question covering all the areas, or in a real life, Monday till Friday, do you think you attend only stakeholder problem, only scope problem in your office? That's how you do?
No.
No, right? So it'll be a problem of all. In the book, to make you to read properly, they put a logical separation by different chapters. But in a real life, don't expect it to have a logical separation. Maybe it will happen. Today, I'm going to handle risk stream. Very good. But another day, risk combined with the human resource. Risk combined with the vendor. Risk combined with the Scrum and Agile methodology. Could be. So be prepared for examination. They're not going to ask one area. It's a combination of all. But once you read the book fully, let's say Rita book you read 70%, 80%. PMBOK somewhere you flipped some pages. You'll be in a decent shape. What is the beauty of artificial intelligence is, if I give 4 algorithm methods, the intelligence can multiply 4 multiplied by 4, 16 algorithms will come. 16 way of calculation will come. That's called artificial intelligence. Our human brain has a natural intelligence. If I read 70% of the chapter and I practice the question, I'm training my brain to multiply that into different answers. So I'm not expecting you to be line by line read all the books. Rather, learn the concepts, practice these questions, go back to our recordings of many Sunday prayers. This is a Sunday prayer we do every week. listen last 1 month, you will have at least 10 or 15 questions covered. That also multiplies your thought process. When AI can do something, you have NI, natural intelligence, it can do better than AI. So start practicing, that will also help you. Yep. All right, on a